Okay, good evening or good afternoon actually everyone. How are you? I wish you all doing great. So today's lecture is about the phonetics and phonology. We will take some introductory notes and some introductory points to phonetics and phonology by Peter Roach. Who could remind me or who can remind me with yesterday's lecture, please? Uh, yes, who would like to participate?
Yes, miss, can I try please?
Yes, Hiba, go ahead. Tell us something about yesterday's lecture, though it was really fast and it wasn't recorded actually. Only 10 minutes of it. Yes, Hiba, if you'd like to participate. Okay, Hiba turned the microphone off. Who else wants to participate?
Hello, yes, can I try please? Can I try please?
Yes, Hiba. Again, Hiba. Yes. Go ahead.
Yes, my name is Hiba Abdel Nabi.
Yes.
Yesterday our lectures we define about phonetics and phonology. In phonetics is the general study or description of the characters of human these sounds.
Yes.
So phonetics is a general study.
Yes, this is the difference between phonetics and phonology. Yeah, thank you, Hiba. We've talked about...
You hear me?
Yes, I hear you. Thank you, Hiba. Hiba said that we've talked about phonetics and phonology and what is the difference between phonetics and phonology. Thank you for this point, Hiba. Thank you. Muhammad Gata, you wanted to participate. If you'd like to participate, once again,
yes,
you can tell us something about what have we took yesterday. Go ahead.
Yes, hello doctor. My name is Muhammad Gata. Another point we took yesterday was the difference between vowels and consonants. We said the main difference between vowels and consonants is their abstraction. So
Excellent.
the air abstracted from the lungs out through the larynx and through the lips. In the vowels, there is no air abstracts. However, in consonants, the air abstract is clear and you can hear the sounds. So that's one of the main differences between vowels and consonants.
Yes.
Also,
yes, go ahead.
We talked about the difference between phonetics and phonology. We said phonetics is the study of the human speech sounds generally before the language. However, phonology is the study of the sounds within the language itself.
Yes, excellent. Thank you, Muhammad Gaba. Thank you, Muhammad. Muhammad have mentioned that we've studied the difference between vowels and consonants, and he focused that vowels and consonants main difference is about air obstruction. When we have an air obstruction at some point, we will have a consonant sounds. If we don't have an air obstruction or a clear air obstruction, that means that we have a vowel sound. Also, he mentioned that as Hiba Abdel Nabi said, we've studied the difference between phonetics, which is the general study of human sounds, and phonology, which is specified to some specific language. Actually, these are the main 2 points that we've studied yesterday or the previous lecture, let's say. Today we are going to complete yesterday's lecture and also have some focus on what we have studied, because as I told you, the record was disappeared. So the course objective or the semester objective, as I mentioned, that you don't have courses or you don't study in courses, more you study in semesters. يعني نظامكم هو فصلي وليس كورسات. So the semester objectives, it enables the students of English department, who are you guys, to have more knowledge about the science system. So one of the aims that we want to achieve by the end of this year or by the end of this semester, it is to have some knowledge about the sound system. And also it outlines the major characteristics of each sounds, the main techniques of for pronouncing it correctly. So here we have 2 points: the major characteristics of each sound, and this is phonetics, and the main techniques for pronouncing it correctly, and this is phonology. Students having their experiences to practice their pronunciation through the practical classes. If we have a practical classes at college, we will be lucky at them, and we will pronounce or practice the pronunciation of these sounds. If we didn't have, then we will practice pronunciation on each Wednesday. Like we will take the practical classes in an hour each Wednesday, and on Google Meet, like we are doing now. So I'm going to listen to you guys. If we couldn't attend at college, we are going to have practical classes here on the Google Meet. And also the final aim of our lectures for this semester, it enables the student to evaluate each sound. So we will evaluate each sound correctly. What did you learn from last year, which is Phonetics by J.D. O'Connor? We've discussed that, and I've asked you if anyone still have something to say about this. So please, you can tell me. We have enough time. Who would like to tell me what he has learned? Actually, you've told me that you've learned about consonants and vowels only. So you haven't reached studying connected speech, like features of connected speech like stress, rhythm, assimilation, and so on. And also intonation. You couldn't study intonation, and this is unfortunately is not for your good. So this year we are going, I told you that we will have 14 chapters, the first 14 chapters all at one in the first semester, inshallah, and by God willing, and the last 6 chapters on the second semester, inshallah. So what is phonetics and phonology? We've discussed that in the previous lecture, and we said phonetics is a general study of human speech sounds. So we are studying the sounds without referring to which language they belong, while phonology is about patterns of sounds, especially different patterns of sounds in different languages. So we pronounce sounds in languages differently. For example, I've told you that the ra sound in Arabic is different from the ra sound in English. Both are ra sounds. اثنيناتهم صوت الراء. But in Arabic it is different from English, and in France it is pronounced gha. In France it is pronounced also differently. So we need to study the patterns of sounds in different languages. That's why the existence of phonology appeared. Peter Roach, who is the founder of this book, or who is the publisher, or let us say the author of this book, which is English Phonetics and Phonology, a practical course. This book, actually, it is a self-study. You can study it by yourself if you'd like to develop your language or your pronouncing system as well. So Peter Roach, he was born 30 June 1943. He is a British, and also he is specified in a British accent. So what we are going to study here, actually it is not a British accent, it is British English, and we will come to the difference later on this lecture. we will discuss the difference between English, let us say British English and British accent. Which one is the more correct to use and why? So he is more specified with British English. So what we are going to study is the phonology of British English. We are not going to mention anything about American accent or American English, let us say, or any other accent or dialect. We will come to differentiate between accents and dialects, and sometimes we will say English in general. So we have different Englishes, like for example American English, British English, and Indian English. We don't say British accent or American accent anymore, and we will come to discuss that later on. So what is the difference between consonants and vowel? This was also a previous lecture or mentioned in the previous lecture, which is mainly by air obstruction. If we have an air obstruction or an obstruction to the airflow that is coming up from the lungs, then we have what is called a consonant. This air obstruction could be a strong one, like the air is completely stopped from going out through the mouth or the nasal cavity, like when we have stop consonants, or as was named by J.D. O'Connor, or plosives, as was referred to by Peter Roach. بيتر روت سماهم البلوسيفز الأصوات الانفجارية. ليش؟ لأنه أكو توقف في نقطة محددة. وجي دي أوكونر سمتهم الستوب كونسونانت الأصوات الوقفية. yes. كل الحالتين هما نفس المجموعة. or we will have a slight obstruction to the airflow, which is like when we pronounce the friction consonants like s, we still have a very small narrowing that allow the airflow to come out, but still there is an obstruction, which is a slight obstruction. Like you can say there is no stop, or you can say the f and s sounds, like there is no stop for air completely, but it is a slight obstruction. So when we have an obstruction to the airflow, we can call it a consonant sound. When we don't have an obstruction to the airflow, like when we say a, o, e, we call it a vowel sound. What is phonemes? Yes, you participated in that sense, and you've told me what is phoneme. Now I want you guys again to tell me what is meant by phoneme, and I'd like to hear your voice more than writing on the chat, please. What is meant by phoneme؟ طلاب نحكيها بالعربي. مشاركاتكم تسجل يمي حتى بعدين منتج الدرجات زينة ومو زينة للبعض يعرفون إنه مشاركاتهم كلها مسجلة أول بأول. if you'd like to participate.
Yes, can I try please?
Yes, Hiba.
Yes, okay. Evening.
Hiba, you participated already, so let's give a chance for another guy to participate, a girl or a boy. Who would like to participate, please? Tell me what is meant by phoneme, but please don't read from the slide that is shown to you. Marwa?
Yes. But we don't. Can I try, please?
Not Hiba. Hiba, you've taken your chance. Thank you.
Yes, the phoneme is the smallest significant meaningful found in the sound structure of a language.
The smallest.
But we want your helping, please.
Okay, let's listen to Marwa. Marwa said the smallest segment, not significant, Marwa. The smallest segment found in what?
And found in the sound structure of a language.
Yes, that is found in sound structure in a language. هبة عبد النبي ومحمد قاطع نعمة. Yes, I'm recording your names. So to give you high marks.
Thank you.
مروة شنو؟
مروة محمد علي.
مروة محمد
Miss, I'm sorry. There are some students they need to log in, but because they had difficulties at the beginning, so if you please allow them. The 10 minutes is not enough sometimes because of the internet or because of the power cut off. So
yeah,
if
it's
you give them
okay.
more time
I'm still accepting every request actually.
Thank
you. Yeah. Yes, thank you, Marwa. Marwa said that the phoneme is the smallest segment. By the way, is my voice clear? لازم هذا السؤال نسأله كل 3 دقائق. Is my voice clear to you guys? Okay, you can write down on the chat if it's clear or not. And when I am asking you about طلاب إذا عندكم أي شكوى إن الصوت يقطع أو أكو مشكلة أو شي ممكن تكتبوه بالشات. إذا عندنا مشاركات فالمشاركات يفضل أن تكون يعني مايك on ونحكيها سوالف لأنه I need to hear your English so to give you marks. And yes, who is talking? Yeah. So البارتيسيبيشنز خلوها بالميكروفون. وإذا عندكم الصوت ما واضح أو أكو مشكلة أو أحد يريد إنه أقبل خف ناسي أو ما أقبل طلب أحد بالدخول فممكن تكتبولي على الشات حتى تذكروني. فنرجع للبرزنتيشن مالتنا. What is a phoneme or what is phonemes? Marwa said that phoneme is the smallest segment in English sound structure, or it is the smallest segment in every sound structure in a language. Okay, phoneme يتبع الفونولوجي لو يتبع الفونetics. هذا السؤال إلكم روحوا بحثوا عنه. This question is for you. The phoneme is following phonetics or it is following phonology. What is the more correct? In any language we can شوف كلمة in any language it can lead you like for where it belongs. Okay. In any language, we can identify a small number of regularly used sounds, which are vowels and consonants, that we call phonemes. For example, the vowels in the word pen and pen. I think we've dealt with that in the previous lecture, but it was at the end, so we didn't have enough time or clarify it in هواية خلينا نقول. For example, the vowels in the word pen and pan are different phonemes. يعني the middle vowel in pen is different from the middle vowel in pan. الأول خلينا نقول عليه كسرة والثاني نقول عليه فتحة. فهذا الفاول هنا البن اللي هو يصير ناصي رسمة اللسان بتختلف عن البان. Then these are different phonemes. These are both vowels but still different phonemes. And so are the consonants are the beginning of the word pat and bat. Pat يعني حيوان أليف. Bet يعني يراهن. The first is a noun and the second is a verb. Okay. ممكن تجي كناون also like bet رهان. Yes. So pat and bet. طبعا هنا park and bark. This make a big difference. هذه خاف واحد من عندكم يسافر برا خاصة يعني للكل. May I park here or may I bark here? Which is the correct one? Like if you say may I bark here, it's going to the other person or the addresser is going to laugh on you. Yes, you can bark anywhere, he's gonna tell. So parking with the p sound, that is with a puff of air, is meant to park your car, while barking without a puff of air with pronouncing the b sound it is about the sound of the dog. So it makes a really big difference, and the other person or the listener or the second addresser is going to laugh on you if you make such a mistake. That's if you go abroad actually. And so pe and be are different sounds. We have in Arabic a be sound, but we don't have pe in any standard Arabic. But actually, we have it in local Arabic. Do we? Yeah, I'm asking, do we have a pe sound in local Arabic?
Yes, miss. الباء يعني الإدغام in Arabic.
How؟ لا، أنا أريد هسه حاليا كلمة نستخدمها باللغة العامية مالتنا بها صوت الباء. عندنا صوت الباء لو هو مجرد صوت مألوف علينا. أنا حاليا مدى تخطرني كلمة بها صوت الباء باللغة العامية، سواء Iraqi Arabic, Egyptian Arabic, Moroccan Arabic, whatsoever. باچة we say باچة with the b sound with باچة يعني عادي بالباء بصوت الباء اللي هو حرف الباء اللي موجود باللغة العربية. Yes.
كلهن باء ما عندنا باء.
Yes, I agree with Muhammad Gaba. I don't think that we have a pair sound, and that's why we face a problem, or we find it problematic, or we encounter a problem in pronouncing the pair sound. ولذلك, yes, Sajjad, in part, it is okay. That is English, okay. البا ساوند لأنه ما موجود عندنا باللغة العربية، لذلك احنا من ننطق اللغة الإنجليزية بطريقة أو بأخرى مرات نحول البا ساوند إلى ب. بس هسه الفرق بيناتهم هو كل واحد يقدر مسوي هذا الفرق، إنه تحطون ورقة أمام الفم وتنطقوهن اثنيناتهم. مجرب لكم يا أساتذة المرحلة السابقة أو المراحل السابقة، خلينا نقول حتى بالإعدادية كانوا الأساتذة المدرسات والمدرسين يسووها، اللي هي تحط
خلي ورقة مقابل الفم وإذا بي يندفع الهواء وتحرك الورقة.
يس، أحسنت علي عبد الوهاب. يس، نخلي ورقة مقابل الفم بالضبط، أو نخلي مجموعة قصاصات أوراق في اليد ونقول ب sound ب. إذا أكو نفخة مال هواء this is the ب sound اللي تسبب إن الورقة تتحرك. if we don't have this puff of air، إذا الورقة ما تحركت بالتالي the paper is not shaken, so we will have a ب sound. عندنا صوت الب. I think one of the main problems that we as Iraqi English learners is in pronouncing p sounds is that we don't own it in our local language or in our local accents all over Iraq. So p and b, these are both consonants, but they're still different phonemes. The phoneme is the smallest segment in English or in any sound structure. What is meant by accent in dialects? Now أول شي شنو يعني accent وشنو يعني dialect? What is meant by accent?
Yes, miss. Can I try, please?
Not Hiba.
Good evening. Can I try?
Hiba again.
لا مرة محمد علي.
محمد, can I try?
Not Muhammad, not Hiba, not Marwa. We will give more chance to your colleagues. انتوا يا جروب او مرحلة ثانية صوت نسجلكم. اللي طلاب اللي يقوم يا ريت يقول لي اسمه قبل ما يبدي يشارك، يقول اسمه ويا جروب حتى مباشرة اروح بالسجلات اثبت مشاركاته.
Can I answer please?
سعد؟
نعم.
Yes, سعد, go ahead. سعد what?
سعد خضير.
سعد خضير. Which group?
Group A.
Yes, Saad Khair, go ahead.
Dialogue when we talk together. Okay?
A dialect.
This means dialogue when we
Not dialogue. Not dialect. سعد مو dialogue مو محاورة وإنما dialect and accent.
I don't hear you.
Sorry, can I do that?
Okay, thank you Saad. Yes, Ahmed Yusuf.
Yes, I think the accent is the way we spelling the word.
Yeah.
It means that accent, like the India, they have a special accent when they speak English.
Okay. The way we pronounce the word. This is a good answer, but it is not the difference between dialect and an accent. مو لهجة وحوار باعوا لهجة ولكنة خلينا نقول. أحمد يوسف شنو؟
أخير.
Okay, thank you Ahmed. Which group?
Hey.
The accent, yes. Any more participations?
Can I try, please?
Yes, محمد قاطع. Go ahead. هسه هبة تقول لعدان ليش ما تقومني. Yes.
Yes, miss. Can I try please?
That's it.
يلا خلينا نسمع من محمد ونرجع لك. Yes, محمد.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
The accent is the difference in pronunciation.
Yes.
So just in pronunciation, they have some of them. They pronounce the words differently.
Yes,
For
good.
example,
Excellent. That
water, water, and water.
Yeah, this is the difference between British and American.
And however, the dialect.
And also
the
we have
difference is
water.
not just in the pronunciation.
Yes. The dialect.
The difference is not just in the pronunciation. It's more with the words order, more with the grammar, more with the vocabulary.
Excellent.
So some of them they say apartment, and in British they say flat. So it's a totally different two words meaning one thing.
Yes, excellent. So we have difference in vocabularies and also difference in grammar, not only vocabularies. And in addition to pronunciation, while in accent we have only a difference in the pronunciation, like we have we have the same word or the same vocabulary, but it is pronounced differently. Like Muhammad Gaba brought the word water, and he said, like in a British accent we say water, and in American we say water. And I'm gonna add an Indian accent. We say water. Okay, so that's an excellent answer. Thank you, Muhammad Gaba, and thank you, Ahmed Yusuf has said that accent is the difference in pronunciation. Accent is how do we pronounce the word. Yes, thank you. Hiba, do you want some more addition?
Yes, miss.
Yes.
An accent is variety of language in pronunciation only. So there are two difference in accent: British accent and American accent.
Yes, thank you, Hiba. Yes, go ahead.
But in dialect is the variety of language in pronunciation, word and order and grammar and vocabulary, not pronunciation only.
Yes, very good. That is similar to what Muhammad Gaba has said. Thank you. But you come up to a question. You give focus on something that is interesting actually, which is American accent and British accent. Are they accents or dialects? American and British. So we said accents is the difference in pronunciation only, while dialect is the difference in vocabularies, vocabularies, grammar, in addition to the pronunciation. So is it American accent in a British, or it is an American dialect in a British one?
Can I answer?
Not Muhammad. I know what are you going to say. What do you think,
Okay.
guys? Yes, who don't like to participate, please turn the microphone off. Who would like to participate, turn the microphone on and speak. Maryam Abdul Rahman, Abdul Mun'im.
Amir.
Yes, would you like to participate? You are turning the microphone on. اعتقد واحد من عندكم مشغل الميكروفون ومخليها من التلفزيون يم الاخبار. Please turn the microphone off please. Okay. خلصت الساعة الأولى من المحاضرة وإحنا ما زلنا بالأكسنت والدايلكت. Yes. مريم عبد شنو? Would you like to participate?
I want to talk you about the BBC.
Okay, BBC accent. Okay, go ahead. مريم شنو؟
Amir.
عبد الأمير. Which group? Hello?
I'm in group B, Professor.
Yes, okay, go ahead.
The BBC pronunciation RP is language which is used to educated people and also recommended for friendness to learn and use. هو هذا يختلف عن هذنيك انه الطلاب جانب يجوا لما يجوا للدولة يدرسون ينصحوهم بتعليمها.
Yes.
Like the
you can speak only in English, Mariam. Yes.
I'm finished. This language, the standard
okay, thank
assistant.
You. So Maryam Abdullah said that, or sorry, Abdul Amir said that we use BBC or received pronunciation, which is RB, for only educated people, and that's why it is taught in our schools and in schools around the world. Yes, thank you, Maryam. My question was, please give focus on. My question was, is American and British English called accents or dialects, and why? Do we have difference in pronunciation, vocabularies, and grammar, or it is only pronunciation? If it's only pronunciation, then it's an accent. But if it is different in grammar and vocabularies as well as pronunciation, then it is dialect. So what is the more correct, an accent or a dialect? Yes, who would like to answer this question? Please hurry up.
I am Haida from Group B.
Maryam Haidar from Group B. Yes, go ahead.
I think it's a dialect.
It's a dialect. Why?
It's different from the grammar and the pronunciation.
It's difference in grammar, pronunciation. How it's different in grammar, not difference. Different in grammar. Do you have an example? Okay. Vocabularies. Is it also different in vocabularies?
Yes.
For example?
When we see cab and taxi.
What?
Cab and taxi.
Yes. Okay. Though I didn't hear you, but I guess it is a good example. Thank you, يا مريم حيدر. مو Yes, thank you. So we can't say that it is American, as has Mariam Haidar said. We can't say that American is an accent or British is an accent, though we still use it every day. Like when a teacher asks you, please try to speak in a British accent, or it is gonna tell you, are you speaking in American accent? So هذا we come to call it a common mistake or common mistake reference. يعني فد خطأ بالreference. لكن actually they are a dialect, but are they a dialect or different Englishes? Like we have a different English, totally different English. We have sometimes, as in slide 5, we call it a British English. Like when we talk, the author says British English. يعني بعض الكتاب خاصة البريطانيون منهم يشيرون للإنجليش as British للبريتش accent or British dialect، خلينا نقول حتى نكون أكثر تحديدا as a British English، يعني الإنجليزية البريطانية الإنجليزية. Do you know that in Spanish we have two different languages؟ يعني بالإسبانية اللغة الصينية مثلا تحتوي على عدة لغات، واحدة ما تفهم الثانية. we still call it dialects. يعني عندهم أكثر من 2000 لغة أتوقع، لكن كل لغة من عندهم التايوانيز تختلف عن الصينية. في كل منطقة أكو فد لغة dialect مستخدمة تختلف تماما عن اللغة الأخرى. مثل ما عندنا حاليا اللهجة الموصلية، خلينا نقول اللهجة الموصلية تكون ما مفهومة لأغلبنا، يعني خاصة من يحجون سريع، لكن we still call it a dialect because it is spoken in different region. بس راح أحاول إنه ما أثير النقاش بهاي النقطة، بس أنطيكم المعلومة بصورة سريعة. It is still in Iraq like اللغة الموصلية أو اللهجة الموصلية. It is still inside Iraq though it is ununderstandable to most of us. يعني أغلبنا من يحجون الموصليين لغة سريعة أو بلهجتهم السريعة ما نقدر نفهمها أو نواجه صعوبة بالفهم ونحسها لغة مختلفة تماما. We still call it an accent or we still call it خلينا نقول dialect باعتبار بها بعض التركيبات الغريبة أو تركيبات المختلفة عن تركيباتنا اللغوية، وكذلك أيضا بها المفردات المختلفة. So we will call it dialect. So it is still a dialect. But لما نجي على British accent, British English, and we come to British American English, we will say those are different languages. English يعني من نجي نقول British English معناها اللغة البريطانية الإنجليزية، من نقول American English معناها اللغة الأمريكية الإنجليزية. So هنا we have different languages. It is not the same or different dialects for the same language. We have different languages actually. يعني عندنا هنا لغات مختلفة تماما. ف why we call it, we still understand each other. For example, if a British person is talking to an American person, they still understand each other and communicate quite well. يعني ال communication بيناتهم ماشي بشكل جدا طبيعي. But why we call it English rather than dialect? What do you think?
Sir,
Yes, Mariam?
explain for you the English language and British in the vocabulary and
Yes, why they are not the two dialects of the same English, okay, or of the same language. Why they are different English languages. Yes?
Okay, excuse me.
Yes, go ahead. What's your name and which group?
Fadal Jawad.
Which group, Father?
B.
Yes, go ahead, Father.
Yes, I have one question. What does the dialect mean, please?
Okay, the dialect
I don't
means...
understand this.
Okay.
Thank
The
you.
dialect,
Thank
not
you.
the dialogue. dialogue يعني فشي ما له علاقة مرتبط بالمحادثة اللي هي محاورة. yes dialect it is similar to accent يعني اللهجة. خلينا نقول اللهجة الأكسنت هي اللكنة واللهجة هي dialect. اللهجة مثلا اللهجة المصرية تختلف عن اللهجة العراقية. اللهجة لما يكون عندنا اختلاف بالكلمات واختلاف بالقواعد أو تركيب الجمل وكذلك اختلاف بالنطق. فهنا عندنا اللهجة تختلف مثلا هسه بين بغداد والنجف. خلينا نقول لكنات. لكنة تميل انه تكون ببغداد مختلفة عن اللكنة اللي تكون بالنجف. Sometimes we call it dialects because there are differences. لكن مثلا هسه لهجة خلينا نجيب أمثلة أقرب. العمارة والناصرية اللهجة مالتهم تقريبا متشابهة لكن اللكنة مختلفة. يعني أبو العمارة يقدر يميز أبو الناصرية بس إحنا من نجيب بيناتهم نريد نميزهم أبو العمارة وأبو الناصرية ما نحس إنه أكو اختلاف بيناتهم. هذا ليش؟ لأنه الاختلاف فقط بالنطق. بينما إحنا هنا خلينا نقول إحنا بالنجف ويجينا شخص من الموصل. أبو الموصل عنده كلمات مختلفة عنده تراكيب للجمل مختلفة وكذلك عنده نطق للجمل مختلف عن نطقنا. راح نواجه صعوبة هنا. هذا معناها انه اكو لهجة مختلفة. yes مريم.
Okay, fine.
okay, that's good.
It is clear.
okay, so would you like to participate or answering my question? okay, أنا راح أجاوب بما أنه yes محمد عقيل. do you want to participate?
بس حبيت أسأل سؤال. شنو الفرق بين dialects والأكسنت وياه ولا؟
There's nothing better than another thing. ماكو شيء أفضل من شيء. بالنسبة للغة اللهجة واللكنة نفس الجواب اللي استوني جاوبته لفاضل جواد. اللهجة الاختلاف في الكلمات واللفظ وكذلك تراكيب الجمل أو القواعد. بينما اللكنة اللي هي الأكسنت ذيك الدايلكت. بينما اللكنة اللي هي الأكسنت فالاختلاف يكون فقط في البرونانسيشن. واضح محمد عقيل؟
نعم.
yes okay that's fair for your questions. راح نعطيكم فد مجال فد 10 دقائق في نهاية المحاضرة تشاركون بأسئلتكم أو شنو اللي ما فهمتوا. yes مريم, do you want to answer my question?
I want to explain for you about the collective nouns. What is the difference between English and British and American? Just don't you hear me, please?
Okay, later on, Mariam. Later on. Later on, Mariam. لاحقا. حاليا خلينا نكمل محاضرتنا. Yes, I've asked you, طلاب. I've asked you why we call it British English rather than we say British dialect. Actually, it is because we have different regions, different histories, and different people generally. Like مثلا قلت لكم إنه اللهجة الموصلية تختلف في كل شيء بس ما سميناها اللغة الموصلية. ما أعطيناها لغة مختلفة عن اللغة العربية. اللغة العربية أعتقد هي أكثر لغة بها لهجات مختلفة تماما عن بعض لكن still it is Arabic. ليش؟ لأنه منتمين إلى وطن واحد اللي هو الوطن العربي. لكن أمريكا وبريطانيا they are different places with different countries, let us say, and their history is different from each other. That's why هم كأشخاص they are people as هم كأشخاص إنه معتزين بكل من معتز بتاريخه ووطنيته وانتمائه للوطن فهنا يسموها British English. البريتش يسموها لغة مختلفة عن اللغة الثانية. يعني جماعة البريطانيين يقولون إنه إحنا أصل اللغة الإنجليزية واللغة الأمريكية مشتقة من عندنا وما هي إلا لغة حديثة تم اكتشافها بسبب بعض البريطان اللي راحوا وعاشوا بأمريكا. وإنما اللغة الحقيقية للأمريكا أو للبلد الأمريكي هي اللغة الهندية، الهنود الحمر، لغة الهنود الحمر، ولذلك يسمون أنفسهم British English حتى ما يصيرون إنه شون كجزء من الأمريكان. بالتالي الأمريكان بنفس الوقت أيضا قالوا إنه الأمريكان قالوا إنه we are different and also we have a history، واعتزازهم بنفسهم ما يقل عن البريطان، ولذلك صارت هاي المفارقات إنه سموها British English. If we come to the reality, both are dialect. إذا نجي للدراسة كدراسة علمية، اثنيناتهم هم dialects، اثنيناتهم لهجات للغة واحدة شاءوا أم أبوا، يعني بغض النظر عن تاريخهم الجغرافي، بغض النظر عن خرائطهم المختلفة، هي لغة واحدة سواء قبلوا أو ما قبلوا. So what is meant by accent and dialect? Language have different accents. Every language in the world have different accents. They are pronounced differently by people from different geographical places. طبعا geographical places is really important factor in defining your accent. Like if you was born in Baghdad, you will have a different accent if you were born in Najaf or in Nasriya, let us say. From different social classes is also different. Like if you هاي ما عندنا احنا حاليا دا تتكون عندنا طبقات النظام الطبقي للأسف. But in Britain or in America, we have social classes. So the middle class language is different, or let us say accent is different from the upper class accent, and it is different from the farmers accent. Of different ages, and like الطفل يحكي مثل الكبير أكيد لا. The accent of a child is different from the accent of a grown-up person, and different educational backgrounds. Then العوامل اللي يتسبب باختلاف الأكسنت, which are different people, different geographical places, different social classes, different ages, and different educational backgrounds. يعني المتعلم مو مثل الغير متعلم. هذه الأكسنت. Still difference in pronunciation only. The difference in pronunciation only. Dialect اللي هي اللهجة, so refers to variety of languages which is different from others, not just in pronunciation but also in vocabulary, grammar, and word order.
Can I answer, please?
Answer what? Answer what? Who is talking?
Dialect is different in accent and dialect.
Yes, سعد شنو؟ سعد
خير.
سعد خضير. كشكول مكتوب كشكول. Yes. سعد خضير. Which group?
Group A.
Okay. Go ahead.
Yes. Different by grammar and vocabulary and word order.
Yes. This is for dialect, right? طلاب لحد الآن أكو إشكال أو مشكلة بالمحاضرة أو فهم المحاضرة؟ Yes. Let's see in the chat. Okay. No, very good. راح أقطع يفضل راح أقطع المحاضرة نبدأ تسجيل جديد حتى تبقى المحاضرة قصيرة وممتعة من ترجعون تشوفوها.